My name is Mignon Williams, and I am a bikini competitor. I am a regular girl. I have a regular 9 to 5 job. I actually work in corporate, and I somehow crazily balance this fitness life with my 9 to 5 responsibilities. I'm from New Orleans and really grew up in Nashville, Tennessee. I moved to Nashville when I was like 10. And that's when I really got involved with like competitive cheerleading and dance. And that kind of got me into like the performance side of what happens on stage for bikini. I actually cheered for the Atlanta Falcons. One of my teammates, who is now an IFBB Pro, invited me to one of her NPC bikini competitions, and she invited the whole team. We came out, we cheered her on. She got first place. I was like enamored with the sport, like fell in love, went backstage, met her coach. The rest is history from there. My first show was a natural show, and it was here in Florida. It was in, I think, Fort Lauderdale, I believe. I qualified for my pro card on my first show. And as amazing as that is and as rare as that is, I kind of felt like that was a little bit too easy. And I wanted to be in a federation where I really had to bust my ass and I really had to work hard for my pro card. And so I respectfully declined the pro card qualification for that natural federation and decided to hire a coach to get me prepared for the NPC and getting my IFBB Pro card. So that's where I am today, 4 years later. I could have taken the easy route and gotten my pro card with that federation, but the way that my work ethic and the way that I'm set up, it's just in my DNA to like not take things easily as they come. Like I kind of like the grind. I kind of like the hard work and the blood, sweat, and tears and having to share war stories. So definitely has been, a couple of war stories to be shared in my journey, and I'm just enjoying every up and down moment of it. So I will say there is a huge difference between eating clean or what you think is eating clean and like being on prep. Like it is like, y'all, it is night and day. It really is. I honestly didn't understand it or take it seriously until I got my first loss. Like until I got my first blow when I came in like 16th, last place. And I was like, was I on my meal plan? Was I following it? Did I have cheat days? And if the answer to any of those questions were no or yes, depending on the question, then it goes back to the meal plan. So I really had to kick it into high gear. And from then on, like no cheat days, eat, every 2 to 3 hours, 6 meals a day, 1.5 gallons of water. My current coach now is Ryan Hinton with Team Legacy. It's funny how it's like full circle because he's from my hometown, which is Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So when I hit him on Instagram and he sent me his phone number, I'm like, 225, oh, you the homeboy. So it was a natural feel to join his team and to come on board and trust him all the way to take me to that pro level. So last year, I was competing at the NPC NorCal in Sacramento, and I met Nicole Kane, who used to run an amazing gossip blog, but she turned it into like a women's empowerment blog, and I noticed that she was competing, and I just was like, oh, Nicole's competing. So I met her backstage at that show. She was on Ryan's team, and I was kind of following him. I was like, wow, like he really has a lot of African-American ladies. He's turning them pro. He really knows how to like transform our body type because we do have a very different body type. So I had been following him, kind of stalking him a little bit, finally met him backstage at, I think it was NPC Universe, and decided to join his team at the end of my season. I wanted to do an off season with him just to see how we can transform my body from stage lean into a regular, everyday, livable body. And I've been with him ever since. If this is your first time competing, before you start, you need to already have a healthy relationship with yourself and your body image. If you're doing it to lose weight, that's great, but understand that if you're not in a good, healthy state of mind before you start prep, it doesn't matter how lean you get, what your weight is, how small your waist is, you're never gonna be satisfied with the way you look if you're not happy with yourself to begin with. So you have to have a positive body image of yourself before you even get into this industry, and love yourself at all levels. Like when I'm my thickest at 132, I love myself. When I am my tiniest at 108, I love myself. And you have to understand that stage lean is not an everyday look. Like no one wants to walk around looking like a 14-year-old boy, but that's what looks good on stage for that day. And I learned this from my very first coach. If you're serious about this, this is now a lifestyle. And so, yes, after your first show or after your show, have your cheat meal, but get right back on it. And I've always had that concept and that mentality ever since then. I really haven't had like, a rebound or like a huge fluctuation in weight gain because I kept that in mind. And I would have my 1 or 2 little cheats and then I would, get right back on the plan. I would tell anyone who wants to start competing to understand that there will be ups and downs, and there will be times where you want to quit, and there will be times where you'll go back and you're like, why the hell did I even start doing this? And I always tell people, and I have to tell myself, I have to remind myself in my journey, like, what is your why? Like, why did you even start this? And I started competing because I love fitness, and I wanted to show people what it's like to be committed to something, what it is to see something all the way through. Like, what if you had a dream and you didn't give up? You probably would accomplish that goal. And so I want to show people through my work ethic and through what I'm going through that whatever your dream is, whether it's being a IFBB Pro or opening a business or becoming a CEO of your company, I want to be a living, breathing example of hard work, dedication, the grind, accepting the ups and downs, and just getting up every day and going after it.